first takeaway before we get to the data, his motion is wild.
And how apologetic he was when he would miss his spot by, half an inch.
But I do think in a way, for the 2024 Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto might be more important than Ohtani. Because of that, I do think Yamamoto is maybe the most important Dodger this year.
皆さん、こんにちは。こんばんは。MLB 翻訳忍者です。本日は2024年3月2日に米国で放送された山本由伸に関するニュースを2本ご紹介します。アリゾナ州で行われているドジャースの春季キャンプで鮮烈デビューを果たした山本ですが、米国番組でも話題になっています。山本は2月29日のオープン戦に初登板しましたが、2回を投げて3奪三振無失点と素晴らしい結果。米国番組ではこれまでの山本の投球を見て、
2024年のドジャースのエースは山本だ。大谷よりも重要な役割だ。彼の投球フォームどうなってるんだ。コントロールがすごいよ。
と称賛のコメントが多く寄せられました。それでは米国番組での山本に対する反応を日本語字幕付きで2本ご覧ください。
This introduction of Yamamoto, even in a spring training context, seeing him in a Dodgers uniform, pitching over a couple innings, felt different, felt special, felt like I was seeing something for the first time, and that's because we were. And I know this is a pitcher that fascinates you, he fascinates me, and I think we should really take a moment to appreciate what we might be about to witness with him in his first year as a Dodger.
And my first takeaway before we get to the data, his motion is wild, right? He is, it looks like he's falling over with his straight leg. He's not getting to full leg lift. And then out of nowhere, he explodes towards the plate and the ball flies out of his hand at 95 miles an hour. It's a remarkable thing to see.
Yeah, and especially when you contrast it, I do want to kind of spin this forward to comparing it to some of the other Japanese pitchers, we've had come over with a lot of hype. But, a lot of the deliveries of guys like Darvish, Tanaka, Kikuchi, they're much more deliberate, right? You have a leg lift, you have kind of a balance, and it's a very gradual, build up and then the explosion. Whereas this, to your point, he's kind of just sidestepping forward and it's almost jarring. And then to see the ball explode, this guy, this is the other thing. He ain't a big dude. It's not just the height. It's just the overall build is just not very intimidating. And yet it just absolutely explodes out of his hand. The fastball you could see against even a guy like Marcus Semien, against the guy like Wyatt Langford, it clearly was jumping. But then you talk about the depth of the arsenal. You talk about the splitter. We've seen so many Japanese pitchers come over and have incredible splitters. The slow curveball, that's really something that I'm fascinated to see how much he's able to work that in against big league bats, because that's a pitch that we've kind of seen die out at the major league level as far as his swing and miss offering and guys actually using it. And then of course he still has, slider and cutter, and we're going to see all those things. But the whole thing, and the most important part about it, the reason why it's so special is the command, the intent. And that's something that I talked to top prospect Dalton Rushing about. He told me a story about catching one of his bullpens. And this was even in LA. This is before they even got to spring training, and how apologetic he was when he would miss his spot by, half an inch. It's no, dude, it's fine. You're going to be okay, even if you're throwing 97 miles an hour there. And it's just so impressive. His athleticism and just the grace with which he moves and all the pitches kind of work together is really exciting.
But Yamamoto looked great. That first inning, he just got the strikeout of Semien and then the double play. Second inning, he got the 2 strikeouts, and I think it was just a fly out to left to Vargas in left. And all in all, just really, really exciting to see Yamamoto in a Dodger uniform, seeing the stuff. I talked the other day about how excited I was just to see it from the center field camera, to see that movement. And the splitter really is remarkable. And the other pitches, the fastball doesn't look dominant. It looks like a good fastball, but it must have some ride or some late action or something, because Marcus Semien is a very good hitter, and he kind of blew a ball past Marcus Semien. So maybe Semien was just guessing something different, but whatever it was, the fastball, it plays. And when you have so many different pitches, a fastball does play up like that, because they do have to be ready for one of the off-speed pitches or whatever. And, if they guess wrong, they don't have a chance to hit that fastball. So that was really, really exciting for me. I think for all of us as Dodger fans. I'm going to talk more in a minute about Yamamoto and just his importance to the Dodgers, because I really do think, as I think about it, and I hope this doesn't get taken out of context. I'll tell you right now, nothing I'm going to say in the next segment is meant to diminish anything at all about Shohei Ohtani, who I'm really excited about. But I do think, in a way, for the 2024 Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto might be more important than Ohtani. And I'll tell you why. It's because where they're coming from, what the 2023 Dodgers had, I think Yamamoto is more of an upgrade for the Dodgers, because last year the Dodgers had JD Martinez at DH. Martinez wasn't as good as Shohei Ohtani, but Martinez was a legit all-star. He had a very, very good season at DH for the Dodgers. The Dodgers had JD Martinez. Of course, Ohtani would have been an upgrade, but less of an upgrade. And so that same concept, over the 2023 Dodgers, Ohtani is an upgrade, but not a massive one. Whereas Yamamoto coming in, you look at some of the guys who got starts for the Dodgers last year, the starting rotation, the injuries, everything the Dodgers had last year, Yamamoto is a huge upgrade there. And then you have the fact that Ohtani is only hitting this year. Overall, like, once Ohtani's pitching and hitting, he's the most impactful player in baseball when he's healthy and he's doing both well. But in 2024, Ohtani's just hitting, which he's going to do at a roughly MVP level. I've said before, I believe Ohtani would have won the MVP last year in the American League, even if he hadn't thrown a single pitch. He was that good at hitting. And I'm hoping for something roughly similar this year. And again, Ohtani is extremely important to the Dodgers, and I'm very happy he's on the team. But Yamamoto, the improvement to the rotation, the way he solidifies that rotation, plus you have Buehler coming back, you've got, at the addition of Tyler Glasnow and James Paxton, and, the young guys trying to work their way in, eventually Clayton Kershaw coming back, having a guy like Yamamoto, all those other guys I just mentioned, there's either, and obviously Bobby Miller, there's either youth, Miller and Emmett Sheehan and Gavin Stone, there's youth concerns, there's maybe innings limits because of their youth and inexperience. And then there's the other side of Walker Buehler and Tyler Glasnow and James Paxton and Clayton Kershaw with injury concerns or health, or innings limits because of health things. That's Yamamoto. He's young. He's 25. He's technically a rookie. He's probably going to win the Rookie of the Year award if it lives up even close to what we're expecting from him. He mentioned in his introduction, Yamamoto's not a prospect because the MPB in Japan is basically a major league, but it's not the major leagues. And so Yamamoto is technically a rookie, and he's only 25. So he's young. I think he's younger than, some of those guys, Gavin Stone, maybe Bobby Miller, so he's younger than some of these guys, but he's more experienced, and he is that steadying force. He's going to be an anchor in that rotation. He's going to start either the first or second game of the season. Like, he is legitimately coming in and being basically the ace, and letting Bobby Miller grow into his role, letting Walker Buehler take his time coming back into his role, letting Tyler Glasnow kind of ease his way into being a healthy Dodger star. All these things, Yamamoto solidifies that rotation. And because of that, I do think Yamamoto is maybe the most important Dodger this year. Dodgers are going to hit, but Yamamoto steadies that rotation in a way that.
いかがだったでしょうか。山本に大きな期待が寄せられていますね。韓国での開幕戦でダルビッシュとの投げ合いも予想されています。今後の活躍が楽しみですね。本チャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーに関する現地ニュースを日本語字幕付きでお送りしています。よければチャンネル登録、高評価をよろしくお願いします。また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。